vassal slaves were just in prettier cages. Oh, Megan. We're only getting started.
早安 ，Hello， 我现在声音还行吗？早。先跟大家说，今天我没有参加 Amigo， 嘿，那没参加原因就只是因为就想说，看到这款游戏感觉有点有趣，然后他们今天玩的是 ARK 嘛，稍小声吗？我调一下。喂，背景声太大声吗？我调一下。小蛋挖几嘞？现在这样应该好一点吧？现在嘞，可以了哈。Hello， 就太小声吗？那我再拉。我要先调到一个平衡点。好啦，我先调这样好不好？我先调这样啊。如果你们等一下觉得声音还有要调整，再跟我说 ，OK 吗？好啦，那今天没有参加 Amigo 的原因就只是因为他们玩 ARK， 然后呢，我看到这款游戏想说，感觉有点有趣，想来玩玩看。而且再加上这款游戏，其实之前玩过的人，好像我查了一下，就老皮跟阿金吧。对，而且他们是6个月前玩过的。对，那我想说，搞不好有一些更新嘛，我们呢就来玩看看，好不好？那这个游戏呢叫做 Not for Broadcast，没记错的话呢，它是一款导播模拟器啦。对，但是呢，其实没有这么的简单，这样，而且听说会很忙。对。那我们就来体验一下一般电视台的导播到底平常都是怎么样子的吧。来吧，我们就新游戏，我们要取一个游戏名字哦。那我们就取 PTT 好了，就取 PTT 就好了，好不好？来吧。我觉得这个示意图就说明了一切啦，我是不知道你们怎么想的。这个示意图就说明了一切。天数1选举啊，他不教学一下我吗 ？Hello， 右转。哦，D， 哦，接电话机，这是我们吗
？Hi David, I have a call for you. I'm just putting it through. All right, mate. Dave here. Listen, I know you've only come in to clean up the place, but I've got a bit caught up, so you're gonna have to run the news tonight. Now, don't worry, it's not hard. I'm gonna stay on the phone and help you. First, I'm gonna give you a quick tour of the broadcast room. So if you're not doing it already, look forwards towards all those screens. Right, look up at the top. That coloured bar is your audience. You want to keep the viewers going up and not down.
好。
Underneath that, you've got the screen.
好，感觉超忙。
And on the right is the broadcast screen. That's what the viewers are seeing at home. It's only a couple of seconds behind the master screen there in the middle. That's the one you control. Now, 4 small screens on the left show the different signals coming from the studio, and you can choose between them using the numbered buttons on the vision mixer at the bottom left.
Okay.
Don't worry, I'll talk you through it and you'll pick it up in no time. Now, have a look to your left.
他教还不错呢，虽然超多东西的要求。
I've left them set up for you, so provided you haven't fiddled with them, all you have to do now is throw the master trip switch and we're in business. Once you've got the power on, face the front again. You can see on the broadcast screen that we're in the end titles for the show before us. Fortunately, they go on for fucking ages. Enough time for me to explain. Oh, right, okay, they're over, so we haven't got long now till the broadcast. Right, quickly, mate, look down under the desk.
好，
You can see a load of
太麻烦了。
on the left. They're your adverts. Pick any 3 and load them into the machines on the right. When you've done that, look up to the front again.
插入广告，我们要插什么广告？这是什么？舒适座椅。我们来广告沙拉好了。那我们还要广告什么？我们要非常健康，我们要运动。 然后最后运动完之后累了要坐椅子，哇！我觉得我们这个广告安排的真棒，碎啦。
Prawn and mayonnaise?
Quick as you can. Screen one.
I thought it might increase our viewing figures.
Every day. You offer me prawns every day.
10 seconds, everybody. That's how I show love.
You're trying to kill me.
Sis, going in 5, 4.
在干嘛啦？
Good evening. I'm Jeremy Donaldson. Our main story.
哦，这是播出去的画面嘛，对不对？
Me to throw the news titles on screen two. There'll be a countdown for our
好，
as well. Just relax, mate. It's all gravy.
Buys honest Andy's totally.
他会帮我们倒数，
And corners the flowered market.
所以我什么时候要点？
Top chat. Sports fans.
好忙哦，要修。
Follow Johnny Hampton wins Sports Personality of the Year. And a spoonful of sugar.
天哪，原来在后面这么累哦！哦，这里啦，这里有时间倒数，我现在来看到。
And of course, we'll be going
哎呦，观众上升了，观众上升了。
to hear what the leaders of this fledgling party have to say on their historic.
Right. Button
That's
two
all coming up on
in
tonight.
3, 2.
National
A bit early there, mate.
我按早了。
Things to throw back to Jeremy with button 1 when that globe in the middle shrinks down.
好难哦，太难了。左边还在画中，你快一点好不好？是要我切多久？快点！
Here it comes. Switch to screen 1. Lovely, mate.
But first,
是啦。
decisive win for advance. The landslide.
Listen, mate, we often get a bit of interference around this time of night, so keep your eye on the machine on the
这个
bottom right. You can move that white dot up and down, avoiding the interference.
移动白点
Using the yellow knob
哦
on the scroll wheel.
等一下，等一下屁啊！等一下，等一下，等一下！
Deliberately.
电流击击棒啊！我还要玩电流击击棒，也太麻烦了吧，太忙了吧！
Advances over.
早安哦，早安哦，
But have yet to
这好忙哦，而且它还有延迟，它还有延迟。
Do now is play the advert at the end of the segment. Make sure you don't play it too early or we'll all get fired.
好好好
The，clock at the top is counting you
要
down.
修哦。
When it reaches 0, press one of the 3 play ad buttons
Oh.
over there at the bottom right. I normally play the first one and the first break and so on, but you can play them in any order you want.
好
Count you into it as well, but keep
啊，对
the clock.
line to Advance HQ to hear the co-leaders' acceptance.
And 3,
That's all coming.
，two one go。
1 minute back, everybody. Jeremy, I need you to fill up to the end.
Time.
好累，这没办法讲完一整句话哎。
With any big words.
等一下，我想看广告，但我也想看他们在哪嘞
Little secret? Doesn't remember.
好忙哦，这沙拉感觉好好吃哦。
Yeah.
哦，这渣男。
Wicked. We made it to the first ad break. You're doing great, mate. But this is where it starts
Oh.
getting a bit trickier. This next sequence is what we call a
多镜头。
multi-cam sequence because you're going to be cutting between multiple
要
cameras
修
to keep things interesting. A lot of it's down to personal taste, but here's 3 good
要
rules.
什么鬼？
1. Try and keep the shot on whoever is doing the talking. 2. Don't stay on the same shot for too long. 10 seconds
Oh.
at most. So if you're on the person who's talking, try and throw in the odd reaction shot. Or shot for a bit just to keep it interesting. 3. Don't stay on reaction
特写不要
shots
超过
for
3
too
秒。
A couple of seconds is usually
好
enough. Then the audience want to see who's doing the talking, yeah?
这个一个打扫的怎么记得得啊？白痴哦。
It's not as complicated as it sounds. You've seen programs on television, haven't you?
Huh.
Make it look like those. Might as well get screen 1 selected now. No need to wait for the broadcast to start. Try and stay ahead, mate.
Quiet in
快点啦，你们快点啦，白痴哦，快点
10 seconds, everybody.
，10 seconds。
Going in 5, 4, 3.
Welcome back to the National Weekly News.
嘿，
Later, we'll be hearing from shock election winners Advance. But first off,
Need to go to Megan on screen 4.
好，
is here with a star.
好险他会引导我。
on screen. Megan.
Thank you, Jeremy. Megan correspondent, and today I have a guest who starred in everything from Shakespeare
Right,
to the
go to
shop
Blunderclatch on screen 3.
好
which
难
says
好
it's
难。
by none other than Lawrence Blundercatch. Thank you so much for coming on.
Oh my dear, I do hope you believe me when I tell you. The thing with you today is a moment.
Switch to 2 for the white.
啊，我太早按了。
I say having you here with us is among ours.
Right, now just try and stay on whoever's talking.
Latest movie, which which is called medicated.
The medicated.
Wow, what was that like?
Well, as I said to Peter, that's Billy Johnson, the director.
你还没讲完，
Now back to Thunder Twat.
白痴，这太难了吧！
I said to Peter, what a wild ride this has been. What a wild ride. You know what, ladies?
哎，你还没讲完，气死我了！
This movie is an academic one.
Absolutely right.
你们可不可以据点一下？
What exactly are you implying? But seriously,
哎呦，哦，我快气死了！你们可以给个据点吗？
role when I played Sergeant Rockman in Bullet Man. You'll remember that that was a true story.
Been on that shot a bit long.
Fight for a love that passes all others.
Remember the 10-second rule?
I think it's great.
对不起，对不起。
But, we'll see who's counting.
It's a role that sweeps in the best actress awards, if I remember correctly.
It's so sweet of you to mention it. I really am not in it for the award, although those 3 little statues try to place on my mantelpiece.
With all the others, I'm sure.
好，
So, if you're not doing it for the awards, what is it then that drives you?
That is a beautiful question and not easy to answer. Like you,
哦
I'm afraid.
哦，
Cut me, and I will bleed. And often, that's how it feels. Doesn't it? Bleeding.
好啦，好啦，你讲太多了啦。
Suffering for one's audience. I suppose in the end, I do it for the different. I do it for the people that I inspire. I do it for the little people. But most of all, I think I do it for the positive change that I can bring about in the world.
好啦，
And today, of course, we're
这个
in
脸是
some
怎样？
real change, it looks like, in the coming few months. What do you make of this historic election result?
Oh, well.
好难。
Well, now you're asking. Historic election result. Indeed. Historic is the word. Well, indeed. Difficult, isn't it? Very difficult.
好好好，换你，换你，换你。
I've always been quite clear that when it comes to politics, that one should always strive to not fuck things up.
Shit, he swore. Oh, well, don't worry, he won't
哈
do it again.
哈，
Shit, he did it again. Okay, don't panic. I'll explain how to deal with swearing.
他一直骂脏话，还要消音哦。
Right, I've swapped the shot of Jeremy
白
and
痴
screwed with
哦
the VT of the movie clip. You'll get a countdown on the
好
screen, but I'll just let Megan cue you in.
My character, Dr. Lods Hemlock, is faced with a decision that could affect
好啦
humanity's
好啦好啦好啦
very survival.
Exciting stuff. Let's take a look.
太难了，这游戏太难了
Watch out for that interference, mate.
啊！我的妈呀，这什么广告啦？
I don't understand.
Oh, it looks like Blunderclatch is losing it in the studio. I'd love to hear what he's saying, but don't switch to it now. You can go to the archive when the broadcast's done. We keep everything.
Mustn't.
这是什么鬼东西啦？我在干嘛？哎呦，才刚亲完就被打了。哦
Did it for you, baby.
哦，渣男。
Dr. Hemlock.
You told me, but I didn't listen.
Doctor,
I'm drowning, Lance, you said.
you need to see this.
No, it's all too late.
Look at this！ 什么东西？
The sterility. This phone. This is the key.
哦
At the end of the clip, you'll want to play another ad. Remember to use the clock at the top to count you in.
顶部的计时器哪里呀、
Should.
哦，要看上面要去点是不是？白痴，我还没安插广告。等下安插广告，安插广告。好了，哎，不对，我已经放了，没事没事。好，3、2、1，
Right.
哎，碎啦！
Bleeping out swear words. As you've probably noticed, the broadcast screen here is about 2 seconds behind the master screen.
哦，慢2秒。
When someone says a naughty word, the bleep button lights up. Like this. Because later, you'll hear that swear word going out on the broadcast, and you need to hold down the bleep button or the space bar on your keyboard for as long
空
as
格
the
可以
swear
BB
word lasts. It can take a bit of practice getting used to hearing two things at once. Just stay calm and you'll get it. And if you can't tell when to bleep, just above the
我这有 C 耶，好烂哦。
literally be able to see the sound scrolling by. All you gotta do is hold it down while the red bit is over the red line. Simple. Of course, if you do it by eye, you'll have to take your eye off the screens. That's why real professionals do it by ear. Most people like to have the volume of the broadcast screen a little bit below the master screen. Let's set it now. As you turn it up, you'll hear the advert getting louder.
哦，
You're set to start censoring. Like I say, it takes a little practice, but I'll try and help you through it, and soon we'll have you bleeping like a pro. Remember, button lights up, count 1, 2, and hold it down. Remember to select screen 1 now that you've got the feed. Don't wait for the broadcast to go live. That's too late. You can use the number buttons on your keyboard. 1, 2,
快点化好妆啦！
Seriously?
Bad words. 5, 4, 3.
Welcome back. And I'm told we can now go live to Advance headquarters, where the two leaders, Peter Clement and Julian Salisbury, are about to make their acceptance address.
cut to the outside broadcast.
睡哦。
Pissed. Get ready to bleep.
Well, thank you all for coming, and, well, where do I start? What a day.
They said we couldn't do it.
好难哦。
Use every dirty, low-down, lying southern bastard trick they had against us, but you saw right through their shit.
I'm sorry about the language.
Coarser than the granny's fanny.
Memorably put.
Perfect.
But to be honest, who can blame Peter for celebrating? Throughout the campaign, you've heard us say that Advance are not a political party. A party is what you have when things are going well.
他们全部都退掉，不要！我只是想要让你看他嘛，奇怪哎。
Today is day one of a new future. A better, fairer future. So perhaps we should all be celebrating.
Except for the rich. For them, the party's over. They shouldn't be celebrating. They should be putting their shit in.
哦，又来了。
And opening their dusty checkbooks.
Again, colourfully put, but not inaccurate. Before we came out here to address the nation, we used our executive powers to pass the assets of
哇，我觉得我切的真棒。
Working with the tax office, we have produced a definitive list of every person in the country with wealth into the millions.
You know.
睡啦。
Rather you don't. Because the likes of you and me are not welcome in their gated communities.
Tomorrow, we will be introducing a sweeping reform of the tax system in this country.
哇，一直在拍照哎，他们。我想要切到视角1哦，可是应该会掉观众。
Simpler, fairer, unavoidable set of tax laws.
So all you bastard public school snobs have got
够了，不要再骂脏话了，我很难消啊。
today. We revoked your passports. You want them back? You want to leave like you threatened before?
对啊，难得酒喝多，一直疯狂骂脏话。
But first, you're gonna pay up. You're gonna pay back.
Advance are going to turn this country from a nation of warring individuals into a team. To properly fund health and education. To raise the living standards of us all.
The pundits said we'd have to
切错，
billions, but you'll see when we've reclaimed what's ours.
他们也太认真了吧？
So to you posh twats,
The people who
Wow.
pay you a pittance to serve them drinks in their private clubs. The people whose children you raise.
so they've got time to get even fucking richer.
Advance have this to say.
不要再骂脏话了，
Ends today.
够
are
了。
coming for your sports cars and your mansions and your vineyards.
It ends today.
We will put the wealth of this country
按
back
错，我按错。
in the hands of the people
不要
who
不要再讲观众了，拜托，
Ends
给我一点，
yes,
给我一点那个嘛。
it ends today. And tomorrow we'll start making it fair again. Just like we promised we would.
And until then, ladies and gents, I suggest we all get pissed.
I can't argue with that. Thank you for your time.
Well, an interesting acceptance speech there from the leaders.
水哦，
And our apologies for the fruity language.
我接上了
We。got that bleeped out for you in time. If not, someone's going to be in trouble. So, as the country braces itself for new government, that's all from us.
四个荧幕底下有红绿黄灯，适合可不可以切换？哦，是哦，居然。
Full coverage of the first day under advance. I'm Jeremy Dawson. Have a peaceful.
Right, looks like you've got it now. Thanks for the help, mate. I've got to go. Ferry's about to leave.
我给他们看到他休息的脸了，完了，完了！我刚刚给他看，我想听他讲什么。
Not going for a drink?
No, got a date.
Lucky you. Try not to get murdered.
哎，我要听他讲话。哎，才低耶，好烂哦，超烂的我。感谢艾迪超级榴莲，今天 Google 姐又不乖了。
Alright, mate, I've left you a voicemail. I thought you'd end up here. Most people come into the archive room when they're done with a broadcast. That way you can see what you did and how it looked to the public.
好，
As you can see, there's 3 sections to the archive. Broadcasts, that's what you've put out. Rushes, which is all the stuff that was on all the screens. And adverts, which is any advert that you've chosen to show. So let's have a look at the broadcasts.
看广播。
Okay, on the left you can see all the broadcasts that you've done. You can also
哦，
edit
这里
the
有。
main menu if you don't actually want to do a broadcast, you just want to see some of your past work. Select any of those and click load tape. Why not watch what you just did?
看一下。
We'll be going live to tonight's national nightly.
现在是要看我们刚刚切的样子，对不对？
Let's take a look at what's coming up later on
我们来
tonight
看
on
看哈。
Channel 1. At 7 o'clock, it's the semi-final of the quotation game, and it's a nail-biting quiz tonight as a team of nuclear physicists take on 4 old ladies from East Grinching. That's followed at 8 p.m. by award-winning documentary series The Shape of Now, which tonight looks at the history of the knee-length sock and its importance during the Great Blackouts of 1870.
加速了。9点是电影，8点是纪录片。
I'm Jeremy Dawson. Our main stories tonight. Moving on up, the election win that experts said just.
这边是我们啊，对这边，我们先快一点，这边好像还没有到我们切换的时候。有了。耶！
First, the votes are in, and it's a decisive win for advance. The landslide victory, with an astonishing 81% of the popular vote,
好强啊
is the biggest election.
好了，我们2倍速啦，我们时间不多。而且他那个字幕其实都会跟着跑，所以感觉还可以。
For the break, Megan Wolf will be.
他刚刚有一个杂讯是我用的。哦，沙拉哎，好想吃哦！不行，我不能吃，我现在刚吃饱。
From tomatoes and oils to leafy greens and lovely grains,
哇
this really is the complete collection.
好完美哦
Every issue also comes with a companion magazine that explores the history of the art form, from the Great Balsamic Wars of '48 or Edward the Confessor's
好险我选的不是什么牛排广
to the
告。
man that changed the very way we see the humble salad, Julius Caesar
是谁啊
himself. Start your personal salad collection now, and we'll send you your first 3 issues. Loose leaf, Remain, and Iceberg.
好多莴苣哦。
Fridge magnet, all for just $7.97.
我讲一个题外话，你买沙拉，你可以送这个冰箱贴，长这个样子，你们会想要吗？我是不想要啦。
With free postage and packing.
我是不想要啦。
Now, and you'll receive this crouton display case.
油炸面包丁展示柜又是什么鬼？
Free. That's right.
哇，好便宜哦！可是我不想要。
Absolutely free. With a retail value of $18.99, your crunchy cubes will look their absolute carby best. But don't delay. This exclusive offer is available for a limited time.
怎么办？它的赠品让我一点都不想买。哎，这个是我刚刚切的。
To the Shopbook films, I'm very excited to be joined today by none other than Lawrence Blunderclatch. Thank you so much for coming.
Oh my dear.
我太早签了，哦不。
Today is among the greatest joys of my life.
哦，是买杂志送沙拉吗？可是我觉得我还是不会想买。
So you've just finished filming your latest movie, which is called The Medicated.
The Medicated, yes.
Wow, what was that like?
Well,
I
said to Peter the Rat. That's Peter Jensen, the director. He's a wonderful chap. He really is. I've worked with him on several movies, all terribly successful. I said to Peter, "What a wild ride this has been!" And you know what, Megan? I really meant it.
Wow, that is fantastic. And am I right in saying that the character you play in this movie is quite an academic one?
好尴尬啊！你超尴尬。
What exactly are you implying?
这个就是 IE，IE， 我 IE 了。
Complete departure from my last starring role when I played Sergeant Brock Rockman in Bullet Man. You'll remember that was.
对，我这一次都忘记用那个全景了。
Fight for a love that surpasses all others. A love, of course, for freedom. I think it's grossed over $1 billion, but honestly, his character.
他那个一点不屑，他超不屑的。
If I remember correctly.
It's so sweet of you to mention it, but I really am not in it for the awards. Although those 3 little statues do take pride of place on my mantelpiece.
With all the others, I'm sure. So, if you're not doing it,
我超多特写。
what is it then that drives you?
Oh, that is a beautiful question, Megan, and not easy to answer. Like you, I'm afraid. Cut me, and I will bleed. And often, that's how it feels, doesn't it? Doesn't it? Bleeding. Giving.
一脸困惑。
I suppose in the end, I do it for the difference it makes. I do it for the people that I inspire.
好热哦，笑得好热。
Most of all, I think I do it for the positive change that I can bring about in the world.
And today, of course, we're in for some real change, it looks like, in the coming few months. What do you make of this historic election result?
Oh, well.
啊，我觉得我这边切的不错。
Now you're asking. Historic election result. Indeed. Historic is the word. Well, it's difficult, isn't it? Very difficult.
你看我切的真棒。
I've always been quite clear that when it comes to politics, one should always strive to.
啊！我看到他尴尬的脸了。
Yes, well.
Sorry, I said fuck.
No.
I'm really.
Well,
sorry.
Lawrence, I believe you brought in a clip from The Medicated, which opens next week around the country. Lawrence, do tell us what's going on here.
I'd be delighted. This is a really pivotal scene
你得照他。
My character, Dr. Lod's Hemlock, is faced.
等下我有切回去吧，我刚刚没切回去，白痴哦！
Let's take a look.
我乱切。干嘛？我刚没切回去。
Sporting legend Johnny Hamsleeves. I'm not fat, but you are.
他说我很胖
ladies. Now you can have me, Johnny Hamsleeve, right there in your lounge.
Johnny!
I'll take you through a proper match day workout with my 2 cracking assistants. Who knows, within a few weeks, you will be as
请问你们会想要跳这个吗？我是不会啦。
Did Did you know that fat people are less likely to laugh, marry, or live past the age?
哎，你这歧视哦！
These potentially true statistics are all terrifying reasons why you should pop a bit of Johnny in your creation.
你怎么可以这样子踩别人？他笑得好开心哦。
Every exercise is recommended by sports professionals and is 72% likely to get rid of those tricky
太
numbers
白痴
and
啦！
cellulite.
可是我觉得配这个歌真的是，
With Johnny Hamsley.
哇，你那个照片要修哦。
Welcome
我
back.
刚没切好。
I'm told we can now go live to advance headquarters, where the two leaders, Peter Clement.
Shall I start?
Go for it, pet.
啊，完了，我们来看我们刚刚的那个，我们
Thank
刚
you
刚
all
的
for
成
coming,
果了。
and, well, where do I start? What a day.
They said we couldn't do
They
it.
certainly did.
They used every dirty, low-down, lying southern trick they had against us, but you, the people, you saw right through their shit.
I'm sorry about the language there.
Sorry
我
about
刚刚
that.
有不小心切到第一幕哎，你们刚好看到吗？
Language.
不小心切到，什么脸？
Sorry about that. I've had a couple of celebration parties. Makes me coarser than the ground's
Memorably put. Let's be honest, who can blame Peter for celebrating? Throughout the campaign, you've heard us say that Advance are not a political party. That is what you have when things are going well. When the country is suffering, you don't need a party. You need a team. A team that can change things. But today is day one of a new future. A better, fairer future.
还想要照我啦？为什么
Perhaps
不
we
照
should all
我
be？ celebrating.
Except for the rich. For them, the party's over. They shouldn't be celebrating. They should be putting their pants on and opening their dusty checkbooks.
Again, colourfully put, but not inaccurate. Before we came out here to address the nation,
有，我觉得我后面表现得很好。
we used our executive powers to pass the Assets and Wealth Act. Working with the tax office, we have produced a definitive list of
哎，他
every
好
person
严
in
肃
the
哦
country。with wealth into the millions.
You know the sort. Probably you rather you don't. Because the likes of you and me are not welcome in their gated communities.
Tomorrow we will be introducing
哎，我没经验了，我没经验，我 IE 了。
system in this country. No more hiding wealth offshore, no more trust funds or creative accounting. A simpler, fairer, unavoidable set of tax laws.
So all you public school snobs have got nowhere to hide. And earlier today, we revoked your passports. You want them back? You want to leave like you threatened before the election?
好啦，你讲话快一点啦。
You're gonna pay up. You're gonna pay back. Advance are going to turn this country from a nation of warring individuals into a team. To properly fund health and education. To raise the living standards of us all. The funders
哦哦，我刚不能切太多了。
absolute facts. So this is cost. The people who pay your pittance to serve them drinks in their private clubs. The people whose children you raise.
好了，他废话完了。
Yes, it ends. And tomorrow,
We'll start making it fair again. Just like we promised we would. And until then, ladies and gents, I suggest we'll get...
I can't argue with that. Thank you for your time.
女生完全没有画面后面。
Well, an interesting acceptance speech there from the leaders of Advance. And our apologies for the fruity language. Hopefully we got that bleeped out for you in time.
If not, someone's going to be in trouble.
So, as the country...
Brace yourself, a new government. That's all from us this evening at the National...
Nightly news.
We'll be back tomorrow with full coverage of the first day under Advance.
I'm Joe.
Harry Darwin, have a peaceful night.
Welcome to Crazy Deals, crazy pre-Christmas sofa and chair deals.
哇哦，广告真的比较好看呢，各
We
位。
got green sofas, red sofas, brown cushions, pink cushions. You've got a grey sofa. We've got a great sofa. In a grey, a brown, a pink, a yellow, a purple. Neil's deals are unreal. You've got
哎，不得不说，我觉得他的沙发有点吸引人哎。
He's gonna leave a stain on the sofa. You don't want her sitting on this white sofa. She's gonna have to sit on the dark sofa. This is the deal with Neil Appeal. You want to throw your money at us? We'll give you a leather sofa for a price that is just crazy. If you got lightning, strike it, then strike.
等一下，我要吐槽一下，你这个雷电也，这是什么 P 呀？这个 P 图也太奇怪了吧！它直接一格哎，笑死。
Strike it, then strike whilst the lightning is hot. You got a disused sofa. We don't care if it's smelly, stuck in front of your telly, full of welly. We'll take that shit away. Don't make a meal out of it. Make a deal out of it. We got a big ass deal on a big ass chair. We've got white chairs, blue chairs, stools.
你好歹去个背吧！我的天哪！
This is a crazy deal with Neil Appeal. You don't want no lame ass chair. You want a great chair. We had a man come down the other day, and he brought in his young daughter, and he wanted her to have the best chair. We got those chairs. We got more than those chairs. We got tall chairs, chairs on wheels, wheelchairs. We got.
等下双胞胎专用椅是什么鬼啊？你们看得懂这个双胞胎专用椅？不就只是2个椅子吗？你这个是椅子。等一下。
You want crazy? We got crazy. Crazy Neil's got crazy deals. You want a toilet? We can do you a toilet.
他是卖椅子还是在卖什么啊？为什么连马桶都可以卖啊
？We can do you a toilet next to a chair. We can do you a chair next to a toilet. Hell, we can even do you a toilet chair. So you come on down, you bring your ass. We've got it, you want it. You want it, we've got it, you want it. You pay us. You want it, we've got it, you want it. You want it, we've got it, you pay us.
他蛮洗脑的。其实很成功哎。他的广告我觉得有成功到，如果用在现在，我觉得也可以哎，只是画质可能要好一点。
Click on brushes and let's have a look at those. Okay, these 4 screens, they're exactly the same as the 4 screens.
哦，是啦，可以看了。
When you're doing the actual news, of course, the difference here is you can mute any screen you like or any combination of screens, and you can have a listen to what was going on behind the scenes. Just
Corn and
select
mayonnaise.
any segment,
You don't see too much.
any bit between ad breaks over on the left, and hit play. When you're done checking out the backstage secrets.
哦，可以看秘密了，太爽了！我要来看秘密了。
Corn and mayonnaise.
You know seafood makes me go out in pustules.
Yeah, doesn't that increase our viewing figures?
Every day. You offer me prawns every day.
10 seconds, everybody. That's how I show love.
You're trying to kill me.
And yet you persist, going in 5, 4.
Good evening. I'm Jeremy Dog.
快转啦！我才不是要看你在这边欧北来。等。好，我要来看他们八卦了。不要有声音哦，才不要听这个。等下。
Seriously, that prick blonde clutch on election night?
Yeah, Megan's pretty pissed off too.
I'm not surprised. The bloke with no democracy, he's shutting his cornflakes.
Yeah, but he's hot though.
I suppose so, into oxygen thieves.
10 seconds, everybody.
哦，他很不爽那个他很不爽那个当选的人，是不是
4, 3.
But first.
啊，我想要继续听他的。好，来。
back, everybody. Jeremy, I need you to fill after the ads.
What? Why?
Wanker Snatch is running late.
Oh.
I thought I'd ask him about the election.
Personally, I wouldn't try to confuse him with any big words.
That's the same policy we use with you. I thought that was our little secret. It's alright, he doesn't remember anything I tell him.
I'm deeply uncomfortable with your burgeoning friendship.
Love you too.
Yeah.
太扯了，怎么可以一直？哇，这2个有够扯，有够夸张。看这个。
These aren't my cards. Please tell me these aren't my cards.
No, they're the right ones, apparently.
Oh, but this gives me nothing, Jenny. They must see that.
Oh no, I think they think he won't have anything to say.
Oh, for God's sake, come on. It's a huge day. He's not an...
Absolute bogan.
Huh?
I don't care, Rob. I'm not doing it. I agreed to do 1 BC interview a day. I made that completely started. Check my contract.
Hi, I'm Megan.
Oh, piss off.
Oh.
You're on thin bloody ice, Rob.
这个脸。
Whole wheat, man. Whole wheat.
We're coming back from the break. Quiet in the studio.
Thank you so much for...
seconds, everybody.
他想要示好都不行哎，难怪他不爽。
Down in 5.
难怪刚刚不爽。
4, 3.
Welcome back to the National Nightly News. Later, we'll be hearing from shock election winners Advance. But first, our very own culture reporter, Megan Wolf, is here with a star of both stage and screen. Megan?
Thank you, Jeremy. Megan Wolf, culture correspondent. And today I have a guest who starred in everything from Shakespeare to the short Bond films. I'm very excited to be joined today by none other than Lawrence Thunderclatch. Thank you so much for coming on.
Oh, my dear. I do hope you believe me when I tell you.
他一定很不爽，他在吃豆腐，还在吃女生豆腐，他超不爽。
May I say, having you here?
他好不爽哦。
So you've just finished filming your latest movie, which is called The Medicaid. What was that?
这边应该就可以快转了。然后我等一下来听他们最后后续。他们讲好久，我们那时候有讲那么久哦。
From The Medicated, which opens next week around the country. Lawrence, do tell us what's going on here.
I'd be delighted. The decision.
Take a look.
And we're out.
Rob, get the car. We're out of here.
Mr. Blunderclatch.
No! I'm shutting this down. What kind of operation are you people running?
Mr. Blunderclatch, I understand you're upset, but we can...
Upset? You don't know the half of it. Rob! I'll be at the Dorset. Send up a bottle of scotch and a whole house. It's in my contract.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just had to. I had to. Well, go on then. Say it.
What?
I told
他
you
吵架也不爽哎。
Your hair looked nice.
See, this is why you're single.
什么鬼啦，白痴！好，换这个。
Apparently, he's been drinking since lunchtime.
Christ, he's a liability in the best of times.
I know. God help whoever has to bleep this. 10 seconds, everybody.
I mean, a lawyer and a TV personality running the country. Seriously?
We've had worse. 5, 4, 3.
有鸟叫声。
Welcome back. And I'm told we can now go live to Advance headquarters, where the two leaders, Peter Clement and Julia Salisbury, are about to make their acceptance address.
Shall I start?
Go for it, pet.
Okay.
拜拜，你们，我要听这里的了。
I'm going to hit the source this morning.
They certainly did.
哎，我觉得这样配感觉还不错哎，这样配感觉还不错。
Lying southern bastard trick they had against us, but you, the people, you saw right through their shite.
I'm sorry about the language there.
Sorry about that. I've had a couple of celebratory pints. Makes me
哎，我觉得
coarser than a granny's
这种
fan.
日常也蛮好笑的。
Memorably put. But to be honest, who can blame Peter for celebrating? Throughout the campaign, you've heard us say that Advance are not a political party. A party's what you have when
啊，这个也很爱他，一直在他旁
when
边
the。country is suffering, you don't need a party. You need a that can change things.
没跟来，没跟来了。
Today is day one of a new future. A better, fairer future. So perhaps we should all be celebrating.
Except for the rich. For them, the party's over. They shouldn't be celebrating. They should be putting their shitting pants on and opening their dusty checkbooks.
Again, colourfully put, but not inaccurate. Before we came out,
这边真的是吃瓜群众的最佳演出哎，这里。
Passed the Assets and Wealth Act. Working with the tax office, we have produced a definitive list of every person in the country with wealth into the millions.
You know the sort of probably you rather you
他们
don't.
一起
Because the likes of
不以
you
为
and
意。
me are not welcome in their gated communities.
Tomorrow, we will be introducing a sweeping reform of the tax system in this country. No more hiding wealth offshore, no more trust funds or creative accounting. A simpler, fairer, unavoidable set of tax laws.
So all you bastard public school snobs have got nowhere to hide. And earlier today, we revoked your passports.
哈？
You want to leave like you threatened before the election? That's fine. But first,
他把护照收起来也太扯了吧，好强哦！
Advance are going to turn this country from a nation of warring individuals into a team. To properly fund health and education. To raise the living standards of us all.
The pundits said we'd have to raise billions. But you'll see when we've reclaimed what's ours, that's absolute ferret shite. So to you posh twats.
The people who pay you a pittance to serve them drinks in their private clubs. The people whose children you raise.
So they've got time to get even fucking richer.
Advance have this to say to you.
It ends today.
We are coming for your sports cars and your mansions and your vineyards.
It ends today.
We will put the wealth of this country back where it should have always been. In the hands of the people who created it.
It ends today.
Yes, it ends today. And tomorrow, we'll start making it fair again. Just like we promised we would.
And until then, ladies and gents, I suggest we all get pissed.
I can't argue with that. Thank you for your time.
Well, an interesting acceptance speech there from the leaders of Advance. And our apologies for the fruity language. Hopefully we got that bleeped out for you in time. If not, someone's going to be in trouble.
对啊，那个茱莉亚真的是一直在帮他擦屁股的，那个不知道在干嘛。好啦，我们应该继续吧。下一关。哦，天数3意外来信。到家后发现垫子上有信件，大多数平日里经常收到的垃圾信件，但有一封吸引了你注意，团队想要了解你，你十分好奇，于是你便打开了它。这次来自先进党政府的表格，想要获取所有公民的信息。第1页已经填好了，哇！我只能选这个哦，太扯了吧！剩下问题需要你来完成，貌似都是必填题。在一开始一份新的工作，你会怎么样呢？热情友好，向新同事介绍自己，工作高效，投入工作，轻松自在，适应工作环境，与朋友回忆以前的工作。如果是我的话，应该是轻松自在啦。我不知道你们，我不知道会选哪一个，但是我是会选轻松自在，适应新的工作环境。另一个部门同事向你透露，一直把机密信息带回家，现在一份次要文件弄丢，你会怎么办？帮你的同事掩盖违规行为，劝你同事上报这件事，向你同事保证不告诉任何人，立刻向你主管上报这个违规行为。如果是我会选这个吧，上报这件事情，劝他。今天有个部门全体成员都被开除了，因为一直表现不佳。你的老板制定了新的目标，这个目标比以前高很多，你会我应该一样按时下班吧，就是一样该什么事做完就做完这样。烧烤聚会马上就要到，你和你的家人都收到了邀请函，你呢？烧烤聚会哦，我应该是第一个吧。朋友与家人在户外度过一个美好的一天，这样。聚会最重要的就是那个啊，对啊，我觉得这个在心理测验超奇怪。你度过漫长且成功的职业生涯，现在马上要退休了。演讲中你会，我应该会选这个吧，讲成就跟工作期间留下美好回忆。闲暇之余你为什么要知道我闲暇之余要干嘛？你说呢？放松、听音乐或制作模型，鼓励支持孩子培养爱好，加入当地运动队，参加政治集会并坚持你的信仰。如果是我，应该是一个人放松吧。我觉得有机会，这个是只有他们的筹码。你理想中的生活是沉浸自然美景，摆脱日常工作。如果是我会想要第二个，探索未知地方，发现新体验，迎接新挑战。哇，对政府来说，最重要是要确保公民什么呢？我是觉得，安全是自己也要注意嘛。但是我觉得政府，保障自由吧。先进党，你要知道我们这些东西干嘛啦？是，没有，因为你们知道，没有自由的话，你很多事情都没办法好好的做，所以我是选自由啦。 天色已晚，山姆跟孩子们都上床了，正在擦最喜欢的咖啡杯。这是我们第一次旅行的纪念品。现在杯子已经旧了，上面图案褪色了，傻乎面孔扬起笑容。谁敲窗户？山姆的妹妹提着一个亮丽的绿光手提箱站在花园里。哈！抱歉这么晚过来，艾利克利斯结结巴巴说道：“需要帮一个忙，要不要叫山姆啊？”哈？啊，这个还没有刚刚有讲到资产与财富法案。略有耳闻好了。要用人们的血汗钱来资助懒人们，收入排在前1%的人没有这些闲钱，付得起像我这种变一无所有。有种不好预感啊！听着，我知道这样做。你要借我护照？你要干嘛？把该死国家1半的人护照抢走。对，刚刚他前面有讲到把护照全部拿走嘛，对不对？他要离开这里，离开边境后，我跟我的钱都会安全，但他们冻结账户之前得赶快离开。我觉得就算她是山姆的妹妹，我觉得也不能这样吧。我觉得护照这么，就算是个人的东西，如果是我不会借啦。我不知道你们会不会帮，但是我觉得我不会借，我觉得太可怕了。你看他在人情勒索了。你看，我一直对你跟山姆都不错，我是你们的孩子如己出，我们是一家人，对你来说毫无意义吗？你看，他在人情勒索了，这是违法的啦。哇，天哪！天哪！可是我是不会借啦。我觉得这个借下去还得了？后果。来了，又是电话。不能往下，可恶。你怎么更多东西啦？接通电源。有电风扇嘞，开一下。广告开始播放吗？这个玩具安全吗？有人给我贴这个护肤霜，然后好想看这个玩具哦，可是有人贴我贴这个纸条好啦，我们圣诞节，然后最后演出大厅，我不要放先进档的广告，
It's really simple, mate. These two buttons at the bottom of the vision mixer, you can see they now have A and B on them. And they're to help you pick image A on the left bottom screen
A 跟 B
or image B on the right bottom screen. Here, it's really simple. This little clock here will count down the number of seconds you have to make your decision. Provided you make a decision
什么鬼？我有点听不懂这边。
and you can change your mind as much as you want until the clock reaches zero. But if you don't make any decision, you'll be fired before you even get to make another choice. I just want to say one more thing, mate. The pictures you choose to show of these people, well, that's how the public is going to perceive them, and that's going to affect their lives. So, like with the adverts, choose carefully.
还要走了。
And we're off. Good luck, mate. If I get time, I'll call you back in the next.
白痴，他要去玩了。所以 A 跟看了之后就右边时间会倒数，要选 A 或 B。懂了。好，6、5、4、3、2、1。
Good evening, I'm Jeremy Donaldson. Our main headlines tonight. Destination unknown, At the end of Advance's first full week in office, we ask exactly who's leading this charge. Tonight, I'll be discussing what the new future might hold with the leading.
我给他选笑容的好了。
With the Assets and Wealth Act on the brink of raising living standards.
不然我觉得这样对他们不太好，虽然我有点想冲康他们。
If we're on the way to a new future. Out with the old, Remington's Fist have appointed Sophia Remington as their new CEO. The following photo taken from our
好想选这个哦。 选这个感觉很爽哎，你们不觉得吗？选这超爽的。好啦，我们先乖一点，我们先乖一点。他如果对我们不好，我们再冲康他，好不好？哎。
The markets have responded favorably to Sophia's appointment, with stocks rising 30 points in light of the announcement. In her first press conference this afternoon, Sophia announced a children's toy named Mr. Snugglehearts.
爱的抱抱先生广告。
Sophia promises it'll be all the rage this Christmas, but concerns have been raised about the product's safety. Making a splash. Intrepid scientist Dr. David Wong, a marine biologist Ingrid.
哎，这好潮，我要选这个，这个超潮的啦，这个右下角是什么鬼？
The recently discovered cave system was previously thought unreachable, but
啊，
thanks
我不是选了，哦，有了，我按了。
technology, the pair hope to successfully reach the imposing central cavern and the undiscovered plant species it contains.
这超潮的。
This is, of course, only the latest in a series of successful expeditions with this unlikely pairing. In a joint statement about the dangers their team might face, the pair stated, "We will face the plentiful challenges together."
对啊，右下角就是一个对立的感觉啊。
Playing the field, rumors abound as sporting legend Johnny Hamsleeves is leaving Bush, one of the capital's hottest clubs. The footballer was caught while out celebrating being named sports personality.
这是什么啦
By this very program. Johnny is seen with performance artist Tiffany Lamore, whose recent show Inside My Snatch has kept her firmly in the background. Could romance be on the cards for these two budding A-listers? And grievous bodily
哦，这个选择好好玩哦，这个。
promising a radical new position on crime, how afraid should we actually be? I'll be going live around the country to talk with people who've seen the criminal justice system from every perspective, with more and more powers passing to the police and less oversight.
这两个图片感觉选哪一边就是选右边，刚刚选右边那个就是会对那个。哎，等下这是什么鬼？
Young actors already experiencing the positive side of the new Assets and Wealth Act firsthand. They'll be talking and performing later. That's all coming up on tonight's National Nightly News.
啊，有了。哦，原来这边是要这样切的，哇！他现在不会提醒了，对，他跑去开趴了，哦不，我们这是要当个称职的导播，好，睡啦。
In the wake of the government's swift enactment of the Assets and Wealth Act, we're talking about Advance's first.
这个脸也太眼神死了。
Joining me are Katie Brightman, a leading economist, and Alan James, author of Alan James is Right, The Free Man's Guide to Waking Up. Alan, the government certainly haven't dragged their heels on delivering some of the legislation. But what does the Wealth Act mean for us?
Nothing, Jeremy. We're still vassal slaves. We're just in prettier cages.
A confident dismissal.
哎呀，错了。
Katie Brightman, do you agree?
I'm afraid I don't, no. I think that Advance have realised that the current economic system of unlimited, unending growth is untenable, so they're changing things up.
There I agree with you. They're moving to the next steps in the grand plan.
这边就是对立呀，
Plan, Alan.
这就是对立呀。
Alan James is right, Jeremy. We're to become the great herd, ignorant, sterile, and short-lived. That's what they want.
Or perhaps Advance have just realised that if we carry on the way we are,
这完全没办法看聊天室耶，现在。
this planet in a mad orgy of consumption, if you'll excuse the colourful metaphor.
Yes, orgy is the right word. Only it'll be the overlords having an.
我想要 take 他哦，他整个脸眼神死。
It's all in my book. Alan James is
shamelessly self-promoting. Katie, how do you think the rest of the world will respond to this new approach?
I think they're watching carefully.
Huh.
Advance are the most disruptive threat that the world powers have faced since the last Great War.
Yes,
啊，按错了。哦，有，我看到绿色的了。 他好不爽哦。
Mock me all you like, Jeremy, but when they murder your parents and they poison your food and they take you away to their camps for
他好气，他好气。
That might be a great way to sell books, Alan, but you know full well that isn't going to happen in a democracy.
Democracy is dead.
Yes, advance are radical, and change is always frightening, but the truth is that the Wealth and Assets Act has made more than 90% of the population wealthier.
就是 M 型社会啊，他现在讲就是 M 型社会，是吗 ？M 型社会的东西。你不要乱骂脏话啦，我很忙啊。他就是只是来宣传他的书啊。
That's where you're wrong, Alan. For a start, they've mobilized the youth vote like we've never seen before.
他这个
I call it grooming. The grooming of an entire generation to walk happily into eternal bondage. They're like psychic people.
好气。
What's based on the facts? Katie, what are your predictions?
The Assets and Wealth Act is only the first step. Advance now have a historic budgetary surplus, and as well as properly funding our public services.
所以这边是站在先进党的咯，感觉这个是先进党，这是反，这支持这是反的。
As I call them in my book, Frankenstein
是吗
and opiates.
我其实你知道，我为了要按那个宣传，我为了按这个，我完全没办法看他们的内容。
This is the issue. It's all coming from the water, the chemicals. They're pumping it full of belief juice.
Don't get me wrong. I want to see these changes, but only if
Advance
lose their power after spending half of our GDP on dismantling infrastructure. That could be catastrophic.
The catastrophe is that they're succeeding. They've got us sat here talking about their puppet show.
All right, we're running out of time. Quickly, Alan, what does the future look like to you?
A bleak space where we've all been figuratively sodomized into submission.
No, of course. Katie?
We might be on the eve of a brave new world. God knows we need some change, but we need to be cautious. Let's walk forwards with our eyes open.
Two very different visions of the future there. Alan James, Katie Brightman, thank you for joining me. When we come back, I'll be investigating law.
哇，我觉得我这次切的真棒。
Beneficiaries of the Assets and Wealth Act. That's all coming up tonight on the National Nightly News.
1 minute back, 1 minute back.
You know, I think they might do some good.
等下，所以我的理解有对吗？我的理解有对吗？这个是支持先什么党的，这个是反对的，是不是？然后只是这个反对之外还在打输，因为其实我刚刚真的没在看内容，我觉得等一下最后事后要看一下，对我事后要看一下，你知道吗？这真的太忙了，这完全没办法去看他们，就是在导播的时候完全没办法看他们在讲什么，超难的。
10 seconds, everybody.
5, 4, 3. Welcome back.
啊，这个是怎样视讯哦？
We're going to be taking a deep dive into the state of law and order in our country. Advance have already tasked what they are calling a solutions team to move this serious social problem to the top of the list. Tonight, we go behind the headlines to meet the people who live with the criminal justice system every day of their lives. First up, we have Gregory Judge, a lawyer who sees the problems close up.
我们要跟他连线。
Can you hear me, Gregory?
Yes, I've got you, Jeremy. Thanks for having me.
What's it like on the front line of the hard face of the cold hand of justice?
Well, as you can imagine, Jeremy, we are massively understaffed in this country. We're working every hour we can just to try and cope with the caseloads on our desks.
Which must affect the quality of support you can offer.
Well, we can barely keep up with demand, Jeremy.
啊，这个后面是什么鬼？
There simply isn't enough being done at a systemic level to relieve the problem. We need more support from ministers. Change.
还要出去啊
Time, darling.
It never is it? I'll be at my mother's.
The problem is
他在电视上说我要回妈妈家。
Oh, have you mentioned your affairs?
重点是我不能切回去，你知道吗？
Hello, Mr. Donaldson.
Hello, Mrs. Jones.
We need
好尴尬哦。
to
天
relieve
哪
the pressure on our public.
Sorry to interrupt the news, Mr. Donaldson. Can I have a moment to tell my husband I'm leaving him?
Yes, I totally understand. Quite the picture of a burdened legal sector there. Gregory Judge, thank you for joining us.
这两个在干嘛啦？白痴哦！
A man with a very different
啊，他们俩吵架，他们俩吵架了。
Do you think there's a problem with the system, Bob?
I'm sure we all do, Jeremy. I am sure we all long for a return to the days when you could safely walk the streets of your community at night, looking in through windows and generally enjoying your neighbours without the risk of being terrorised by some thug with a knife. Or kosh.
So you feel the streets simply aren't safe anymore? Where have we gone wrong, Bob?
Well, that's not a simple question, Jeremy, but I think it all comes down to moral decay. We've diluted our culture and lost touch with what it means to be a citizen of this once great country. Also, as the vicar noted in Sunday's sermon, we probably shouldn't have banned hanging.
And to what do you attribute this moral decay?
Foreigners, gays and gypsies mainly. It's all in the Bible. Look, Leviticus clearly states that... Oh, hang on a moment. Jeremy, you bloody keeps escaping.
啊，我逼太多了。
Delia, could you give me a little help, please, dear?
这是什么？等一下，这是什么鬼？
With the moral decay.
Absolutely, Jeremy. Back in your box, Clive. Back in your box, Delia. I really could use.
Sorry, darling, I was spinning the mattress.
Yes, I'm talking to Jeremy Donaldson. Clive, could you put him back in his box?
Clive, you know it's Wednesday. You put back in your gimp space.
And who's responsible for the take a change, Bob?
Well, it is certainly not the responsibility of the decent, good, white people of this. Oh, hold on just a moment. Clive, I am not having this again.
什么鬼？
As I was saying, Jeremy, moral decay. Crime is the responsibility of the criminal, no one else. Look, everyone has a sob story, but we don't all end up as barbarians, do we? Look, when our daughter Alice comes home with an A-, does she go on a killing spree? No, she takes 3 of her pills and hides under the stairs like a normal child.
Thank you, Bob. Bob Peel there. Really locking down the police's
等一下
position.
等一下，我都注意在看他们画面，我都忘记要切了啦。
It's time to get to the heart of the matter.
哇，我们的收视要爆炸了！我的收视完蛋了啦！
Which is also, I believe, his birthday. Many happy returns, Tony.
Cheers, Jez. Call me Titwank Tony.
Huh?
Everybody else does.
No, I'm not going to be doing that. Can you tell us what it's like in prison, Tony?
Titwank Tony.
好烦。
Prison's a mixed bag. Structure's quite nice, but it's a constant battle against institutionalization, as you can imagine. And obviously, Titwanks are quite...
够啦，不要让我消音了。
You're not alone there, Tony.
Titwank Tony.
Oh!
Yeah, sorry, my friends are throwing me a surprise party. Good bunch of lads.
Okay, well, we're trying to get back to that party as soon as possible. First, let me ask you this. Do you feel that your time spent in prison helped to rehabilitate you in any way, Tony?
Titwank
Oh,
Tony.
你很烦欸。
I don't think it's as easy as that, Jez.
Uh-oh.
I think...
完了完了完了完了完了。
It sounds like it's getting quite busy there, Tony, but let's try and soldier on. Since leaving custody, have you been able to find a new job?
Yeah, all the boys are here. Big Chris, Little Chris, and Vampire Chris.
啊，这谁？啊，完蛋了！等一下，等一下，我他妈被 ban 台了！等一下，你自重哦！自重哦！啊，这个小手是怎么回事？
I'm sorry, who's this now?
You are joking. Chrissy Free Bollocks has only got Mr. Fancy, oh. Not now, fellas, I'm on the news.
够了。
It seems like we've caught you at a bad time.
I can't really hear you, mate. It's getting a bit busy here.
Yes, we seem to be losing the signal here, Tony.
Wait, las bolitas!
啊，没了。
Trying to get that signal back. I think we... Yes, Tony? Tony, I mean, we're literally 2 seconds.
在干嘛？
Can you hear me? Well, we seem to have lost our train of thought there a little. Hopefully you, the viewer at home, have managed to gain a broader understanding of the serious and complex issues around law and order. After the break, Megan will be live with some lucky young customers. Don't go away. We'll be back after these messages.
啊！我太早接广告了，我太早接广告了，完蛋了。Uh-oh.
Don't worry if you don't know, you won't get punished for it or nothing. Just try and stay in the groove.
我的时段成绩变1了啦，白痴哦。
Turn down the broadcast volume. Right, enjoy the music bit. God, I love music.
对啊，这个男的其实很尽责哎，我也是这样觉得。
Looks right, I've got this. Come on, it's welcome back. How can it be? This is a new.
Seconds, everybody. Open on Megan. Camera 2. Going in 5, 4.
感谢超级榴莲，感谢感谢。
Welcome's Black. I'm Megan Wolf.
啊，是你。
And on tonight's
对不起。
spot, I'll be chatting with one of the first
对不起，对不起。
and well-backed. A team of inspiring young people from Scritchford Sixth Form College who today received a grant from Advance to take their play.
有阿姨，但是没关系啊，直接这样玩下去吧。
of local secondary schools.
反正很好笑。
Welcome to you all. Well, let's start with you two, Harriet and Charlotte Winstanley-Hamilton.
低波浪号，波浪号。
We're overwhelmed, to be honest.
And I believe you two are sisters.
Ah!
Right.
Yes,
Yes, Charlotte's my oldest.
I'm the older, more popular one.
Harriet and Trey were really the ones who came up with the whole idea.
So, Harry and I were shooting in the cafeteria, and I said, hey, let's actually do something.
So I went to look for a drama teacher.
But she'd been laid off due to budget cuts. Fortunately, I directed a pantomime when I was at university, so I knew the ropes, as it were.
Right, yes, but you're the maths teacher, aren't you?
Yes, that's me, Jeff Algebra, maths teacher. Maths is really important. Oh, thanks, Steve. Maths is really important. Yeah, thanks, Steve.
As is theatre. It's one of the oldest art forms in history. Aristotle.
啊，这个画面是在干嘛？
Travel around all these problem schools and the poor kids see us. They say, hey, I really want to be like those attractive kids. And that's a very beautiful and powerful thing. We touch our audiences and they touch us right back.
I suppose with a surname like Algebra, there was really only one choice of career for me. My wife, Angela, and I, we often laugh about it.
Angela Algebra.
Yes.
他那个尴尬之笑，尴尬之笑是什么鬼？
And I think you're going to be showing us an extract from
啊，对不起。
aren't you?
That's right. Put into context, I play a young first year who's having some troubles at school.
Her character doesn't actually have a name, yeah, because in a way she's like all of us.
It's like a metaphor. Maybe
哎呦，我觉得这一个镜头不错哦。
Maybe she's you, Megan.
That's really important. Yeah, thanks, Steve. Put it in, Coach. Yes, thanks, Steve.
Right, well, I'm going to have a little chat with your teacher while you run off and get ready. I can't wait to see it. That's it.
按错了啦，白痴哦。
So, Jeff, when did you first hear?
2 days ago, a letter from Advance.
他们要干嘛啊？
Now, the headmaster thought it was all a prank, but his secretary retrieved it from his bin and brought it to me.
How? How did you react?
I also threw it in the bin. But then, Harriet and
这左上角在干嘛？
they rang the number at the bottom of the page, and next thing you know, we're on tour.
Wow. Well, I think we can all guess which way you'll be voting from now on.
Do you know what? It's funny because Angela and I don't usually vote. We're not very political.
Oh.
I'm a mathematician, of course, and she's a paraplegic mainly.
哦，是哦，又增加观众了。
We did used to watch that Peter Clements DIY show back in the day, and so we thought.
他一点也是，然后为什么每次问到人都是很难过的啊？
And here we valley well are.
Good stuff.
Fucking brilliant.
So, let's have a
不要骂脏话。
Hey, friendship.
Dear Diary, I'm not sure I can take another day at this school. Another day of tears. Another day of fears.
Wow.
But still I walk the corridors alone. dreading what might be around every corner.
太忙了，这是什么啦？
The corner. What's around the corner?
Oh, hi, Gary.
Oh, heavens no! It's Gary the Fist!
Gary the Fist!
Going somewhere, little first year?
Great. I've been looking for a poor victim to bully all morning. But will this make me feel better about my violent father?
Excuse me, I'm late for maths. It's my favourite subject. It's so important.
What? Maths is for losers. My arm's stuck.
白痴哦！
Right. Maths is for losers. Now.
话剧社哎。
Double lunch for me today, but why I'm only truly happy when I'm eating?
Not today, Gary the Fist.
What do you mean not today? Who are you? Oh, my arm's free coat. Right. Who are you to stand up to me? I'm Gary the Fist, and you're just a sad little girl with 2 gay dads who's all alone.
That's where you're wrong, Gary the Fist. These are my 2 new friends.
Oh。
Vanessa is captain of the netball team. Yeah. And Blake owns a motorbike.
哎，他没有镜头哎，哦，他有镜头了。
But I can't fight all 3 of you, and I don't have any friends of my own.
要跳舞是不是？好了，看你脸，我看你脸。哦。哇，我都在 tempo 上哎，睡哦。你这唱歌不行啊！这一言不合就开唱哎。这只要跟着节奏就好了，你知道吗？我发现我特爱切这个女的。
Hey, kids, I'm Gary the Fist. People think the folks like me probably shouldn't exist, but that's just prejudice. And I'd do better if you knew the way that I became Gary the Fist.
哇哦！哇，我好会哦！我好会哦！天哪！我超会！对不起，我不会了。
Hitting women is wrong.
I guess life's pretty hard on a council estate. 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 Life's pretty hard.
身体摇起来。这边节奏游戏了。其实还蛮好听啊，这是什么脸？ 哇，他在那边比镜对镜头比完全不 take 他哎。我 take 到主持人。
Thankfully, that's all we have time for tonight on the National Nightly News. Join us tomorrow night for all the headlines from across the country. My name's Jeremy Donaldson. Have a peaceful night.
And clear out.
啊！我没有接到广告，我忘记了，我忘记了，吓死我了！哦，我差一点就被按到。
beef about an adequate paycheck. Oh, someone please get these twats out of the studio.
哦 ，A 加哎！你们看我做 A 加哎！哇，我好神哦！音乐节目要找我去 Q 啦，好不好？我可以买东西。哦，酷哎！可是我钱才400块。哎，自动 BB 声，我觉得我要存啊，以后就让它自动 B 就好了。哦。哎，那我要认真赚钱。这装饰也太可怕了吧！我要存钱了，我要存钱了。我要摘啦，我要摘。他一定要我买吗？他一定要我买吗？哦，有了。哦，干扰应该会跳啊！我忘啊，没关系。我们存点钱，看能不能换那个自动 BB。
Let's take a look at what's in store tonight on Channel 1.
哦，这边都很正常啊，这边我就直接快速过吧，这边都超正常的。这边我都没搞怪有了。其实我觉得，哦，这边看一下，我这边要来认真看一下。等一下哦，好，我们这边认真看一下。
We're talking about Advance's first week in office and what the new future holds. Joining me are Katie Brightman, a leading economist, and Alan James, author of Alan James is Right, The Free Man's Guide to Waking Up. Alan, the government certainly haven't dragged their heels on delivering some of the legislative reforms. But what does the Wealth Act mean for us?
Nothing, Jeremy. We're still vassal slaves, we're just in prettier cages.
A confident dismissal there. Katie Brightman, do you agree?
I'm afraid I don't, no. I think that Advance have realised that the current economic system of unlimited, unending growth is untenable, so they're changing things up.
There I agree with you. They're moving to the next steps in the grand plan.
Grand plan, Alan?
It's all in my book. Alan James is right, Jeremy. We're to become the great herd. Ignorant, sterile, and short-lived. That's what they want.
Or perhaps Advance have just realised that if we carry on the way we are, we will destroy ourselves and this planet in a mad orgy of consumption, if you'll excuse the colourful metaphor.
Yes, orgy is the right word. Only it'll be the overlords having an orgy on our poor broken backs. It's all in my book. Alan James is...
Shamelessly self-promoting? Katie, how do you think the rest of the world respond to this new approach?
I think they're watching carefully. Advance are the most disruptive threat that the world powers have faced since the last Great War.
Yes, Katie's right. War is inevitable.
Thank you, but that isn't
And
what
this will not be a war like we've ever seen before. We're talking millions of deaths. We're talking high-tech weapons that can level entire cities. We're talking...
Out of the wrong orifices?
Mock me all you like, Jeremy, but when they murder your parents and they poison your food and they take you away to their camps for hypno-brainwashing, we'll be laughing then.
That might be a great way to sell books, Alan, but you know full well that isn't going to happen in a democracy.
Democracy is dead.
Yes, Advance are radical, and change is always frightening, but the truth is that the Wealth and Assets Act has made more than 90% of the population wealthier and is on target to produce a permanent end to poverty.
What this young lady doesn't understand, Jeremy, is that these are the same people. Maybe they've rebranded, but it's all a little circus act to keep us from seeing the tyrant behind the curtain.
That's where you're wrong, Alan. For a start, they've mobilised the youth vote like we've never seen before.
You say mobilise, I call it grooming. The grooming of an entire generation to walk happily into eternal bondage. They're like psychic paedophiles.
But based on the facts, Katie, what are your predictions?
The Assets and Wealth Act is only the first step. Advance now have a historic budgetary surplus, and as well as properly funding our public services, they're already They're already funneling unprecedented amounts into scientific research and the arts.
Or, as I call them in my book,
又来了
science and opiates.
他真的很爱打书哎。
Like opiates, see?
Can we get back to the issue at hand, please, Alan?
It's all coming from the water, the chemicals. They're pumping it full of belief juice.
Don't get me wrong, I want to see these changes, but only if they're sustainable. If Advance lose their power after spending half of our GDP on dismantling infrastructure, that could be catastrophic.
The catastrophe is that they're succeeding. They've got us sat here talking about their puppet show.
All right, we're running out of time. Quickly, Alan, what does the future look like to you?
A bleak space where we've all been figuratively sodomized into submission.
No, of course. Katie?
We might be on the eve of a brave new world. God knows we need some change, but we need to be cautious.
感觉这个游戏的关键核心就是那个法那个法是重点。
Alan James, Katie Brightman, thank you for joining me. When we come back, I'll be investigating law and order before Megan meets some beneficiaries of the asset.
Why bother strengthening your body when you can strengthen your face? Do you believe your skin deserves the best? So the new formula actively removes harsh chemicals from your skin. The high salt content actually pulls the dihydrogen monoxide right from your pores to give you the crisp, brittle skin you've come to expect. New Judico Shon will revitalize the appearance of your face's skin. 41% of women we surveyed said they loved their visible flakes. 7 out of 10 dentists would recommend it. Judica Shon, because we said so.
妈呀，这广告真的很洗脑。
Welcome back. In our second segment, we're going to be taking a deep dive into the state of law team. Their line. Gregory. Gregory. What's it like on the front line of the hard face of the cold hand of justice?
Well, as you can imagine, Jeremy, we are massively understaffed in this country. We're working every hour we can just to try and cope with the caseloads on our desks.
Which must affect the quality of support you can offer.
Well, we can barely keep up with demand, Jeremy. There just simply isn't enough being done at a systemic level to relieve the problem.
Greg?
We need more support from ministers. We need change at a structural level,
I'm
Jeremy.
leaving, Greg.
Time, darling.
It never is it? I'll be at my mother's.
No, just hang on. The problem isn't a local one, Jeremy. It's nationwide.
全部人都知道你要回妈妈家了啦。
I'm talking to Jeremy Donaldson.
Oh, have you mentioned your affairs?
No. Well, the
他的事情
affairs of the Justice Department that we should be concerned about.
Hello, Mr. Donaldson.
Hello, Mrs. Judge.
We need legislation to relieve the pressure on our public
Sorry
servants.
to interrupt the news, Mr. Donaldson. Can I have a moment to tell my husband I'm leaving him?
Yes, I totally understand. Quite the picture of a burdened legal sector there. Gregory Judge, thank you for joining us. Next, I'm joined by Police Chief Constable Bob Peel, a man with a very different perspective on our nation's crime. Do you think there's a problem with the system, Bob?
I'm sure we all do, Jeremy.
这边我觉得超白痴的。
Return to the days when you could
这边
safely
超
walk
霸
the
气。
streets of your community at night, looking in through windows and generally enjoying your neighbours without the risk of being terrorised by some thug with a knife. Or kosh.
So you feel the streets simply aren't safe anymore?
啊，这边晚切了。
Well, that's not a simple question, Jeremy, but I think it all comes down to moral decay. We've diluted our culture and lost touch with what it means to be a citizen of this once great country. Also, as the vicar noted in Sunday's sermon, we probably shouldn't have banned hanging.
And to what do you attribute this moral decay?
Foreigners, gays and gypsies mainly. It's all in the Bible. Look, Leviticus clearly states... Oh, on a moment. Jeremy, your bloody gimp's escaped. Delia? Delia, can you give me a little help, please, dear?
我这边笑到杂讯。
As I was saying, Jesus didn't like immigrants much, did he?
And just to be clear, you think it's the immigrants the moral decay?
Absolutely, Jeremy. Back in your box, Clive. Back in your box. Delia, I really need a little help with this.
I'm sorry, I was spaying the badgers.
Yes, I'm talking to Jeremy Donaldson. Clive, can you put him back in his box?
Clive, you know it's Wednesday. You go back in your gimp space.
And whose responsibility is it to make
我
a
被
change,
内容
Bob?
震惊到乱
It is
掉。
certainly not the responsibility of the decent, good, white people of this... Oh, hold on just a moment.
他又出来了。
Clive, I am not having this again. As I was saying, Jeremy, moral decay. Crime is the responsibility of the criminal, no one else. Look, everyone has a sob story, but we don't all end up as barbarians, do we? Look, when our daughter Alice comes home with an A-,
完全没有在注意他在讲什
no,
么。
she takes 3 of her pills and hides under the stairs like a normal child.
Thank you, Bob. Bob Hill there, really locking down the police's position on morality for us. And finally tonight, hopefully uninterrupted.
这边笑到忘记调。
Tony's daughter has recently been released from prison after serving 3 years for aggravated assault, burglary.
我的天哪！
He's agreed to talk to us today, which is also, I believe, his birthday. Many happy returns, Tony.
Cheers, Jez. Call me Titwack. Everybody
哦，
else
我记得
does.
我这边切的还不错，我这边都逼的，应该不是说切，应该说逼的还不错，不是切。
Titwack. Prison's a mixed bag. Structure's quite nice, but it's a constant battle against institutionalization, as you can imagine. And obviously, Titwack quite hard to come by.
I'm picking up that you're not alone there, Tony.
Yeah, sorry, my friends are throwing me a surprise party. Good bunch of lads.
Okay, well, we're trying to let you get back to that party as soon as possible. First, let me ask you this. Do you feel that your time spent in prison helped to rehabilitate you in any way, Tony?
Tony! I don't think it's as easy as that, Jez.
Hey!
Yeah, I think asking that is an oversimplification.
It sounds like it's getting quite busy there, Tony, but let's try and soldier on. Since leaving custody...
哎，我今天怎么都没有切那个啊？我居然没切过去哎。
Big Chris, Little Chris, and Vampire Chris.
This one's, yeah?
One sec, love. Is on the news. Rehabilitation's difficult with the current system, Jez. It's just not set up for it, you know? It's inherently unjust.
It's open!
So, do you feel tempted to... I'm sorry.
You are joking. Chrissy Free has only got Mr. Fancy, oh. Not now, fellas, I'm on the news.
哎，我都有逼得很好哦。
It seems like we've caught you at a bad time.
I can't really hear you, mate. It's getting a bit busy here.
哎，那狗狗好可爱哦。
Yes, we seem to be losing the signal here, Tony.
Hey, las bolitas!
Well, we're just trying to get the signal back. I think we... Yes? Tony? Tony, I mean, we're literally in 2 seconds. How has this happened?
他受不了了。
Well, we seem to have lost our train of thought there a little. Hopefully you, the viewer at home, have managed to glean a broader understanding of the serious and complex issues around law and order. After the break, Megan will be live with some plucky young thespians. Don't go away.
来了来了来了！哎，又是他。
So you've got the best Christmas tree that your money can buy, and you want to
好像现在在推销圣诞树了。
Christmas ornaments. We want to give you a spectacular Christmas cactus. You know what it's like? You've run out of things to dress up, and you want your house to look like a Christmas bomb has hit it. Then we've got the ornaments for you. You want something like vases, or vases, or another cactus to go with your cactus, or this, a crazy Christmas frog, or a toad, woodpeckers, a cool pineapple, a duck.
Huh?
Christmas elephant. We've got all the seasonal animals. Crazy news, crazy deals. This is a clear out of the storage locker that second Neil abandoned, like she abandoned her children. It's a rainbow of crazy fun. Don't be afraid.
这一次我觉得他广告的东西我没有很想买。这一次我觉得没有那么吸引我，上次那椅子的好吸引我。
I'm Megan. On tonight's culture spot. Welcome's black. I'm Megan. And on tonight's culture spot, I'll be chatting with one of the first beneficiaries of the Assets and Wealth Act, a team of inspiring young people from Scritchford Sixth Form College who today received a grant from Advance to take their play Hey, Friendship on a tour of local secondary schools. Welcome to you all. Well, let's start with you two, Harriet and Charlotte Winstanley-Hamilton. Girls, you must be thrilled.
We are, Megan.
We're overwhelmed, to be honest.
And I believe you two are sisters, is that right?
Yes, Charlotte's my oldest.
I'm the older, more popular one. Only joking.
Harriet
他好不爽哦，他超不爽的。你看中间这个，他世界不爽。
Harry and I were shooting the breeze in the cafeteria, and I said, "Hey, let's actually do something."
So I went to look for a drama teacher.
But she'd been laid off due to budget cuts. Fortunately, I directed a pantomime when I was at university, so I knew the ropes, as it were.
Oh, right, yes, but you're the maths teacher, aren't you?
Yes, that's me. Algebra, maths teacher. Maths is really important. Oh, thanks, Steve. Maths is really important. Yeah, thanks, Steve.
As is theatre. It's one of the oldest art forms in history. Aristotle
I
believed
just think that when we travel around all these problem schools and the poor kids see us, they say, hey, I really want to be like those attractive kids. And that's a very beautiful and powerful thing. We touch our audiences, and they touch us right back.
I suppose with a surname like Algebra, there was really only one choice of career for me. My wife, Angela, and I, we often laugh about it.
Angela Algebra.
Yes.
好尴尬的微笑，微笑太尴尬了吧
difficult issues. The issues in the play are what really matter.
And I think you're going to be showing us an extract from this play, aren't you?
That's right. To put into context, I play a young first year who's having some troubles at school.
Her character doesn't actually have a name, yeah? Because in a way, she's like all of us.
It's like a metaphor. Maybe she's you at home, or like, maybe she's you, Megan.
Maths is really important. Yeah, thanks, Steve. Put it in, coach. Yes, thanks, Steve.
Right, well, I'm going to have a little chat with your teacher while you run off and get ready. I can't wait to see it.
那个笑容，好白节奏。
So, Jeff, when did you first hear about grants?
2 days ago. A letter from Advance arrived at the school. Now, the headmaster thought it was all a prank, but his secretary retrieved it from his bin and brought it to me.
Wow, how did you react?
I also threw it in the bin. But then, Harriet and Trey rescued it, and they rang the number at the bottom of the page, and next thing you know, we're on tour.
Wow. Well, I think we can guess which way you'll be voting from now on.
Do you know?
数学很重要哦，各位。
I don't usually vote. We're not very political. I'm a mathematician, of course, and she's a paraplegic, mainly. But we did used to watch that Peter Clements DIY show back in the day, and so we thought, why not? Let's have a go with this old democracy thing.
Okay.
And here we bally well are.
Good stuff.
Brilliant.
So, let's have a look at
那个 B 好像是我不小心按到了。
A. Friendship.
你看我会唱了，我都会唱了。
I'm not sure I can take another day at this school. Another day of tears. Another day of fears.
Fears.
Still I walk the corridors alone. Alone. Dreading what might be around every corner.
What's around? What's around the corner? What's around the corner?
Oh, hi Gary.
Oh, heavens no! It's Gary the Fist!
Gary the Fist!
哦，我这边有 take 到。
Going somewhere, little first year?
Great. I've been looking for some poor victim to bully all morning. But will this make me feel better about my violent father?
Violent father. Excuse me, I'm late for math. It's my favourite subject. And so important.
Maths is for losers. What? Maths is for losers.
I'm stuck.
Just going for Right. Maths is for losers. Now, give me your lunch money.
Double lunch for me today, but why am I only truly happy when I'm eating?
Not today, Gary the Fist.
What do you mean not today? Who are you? My arm's free. Keep going. Right. Who are you to stand up to me? I'm Gary the Fist. And you're just a sad little girl with 2 gay dads who's all alone.
That's where you're wrong, Gary the Fist. These are
硬
my
要
two new
举
friends.
拳头。
Vanessa is captain of the netball team. Yeah. And Blake owns a motorbike.
Yeah.
But I can't fight all three of you, and I don't have any friends of my own.
哦，哎呦，我切的很好的来了哦，各位，我切的超好的地方了，各位。
Take a look at me. Take a little look at my face.
其实这首歌蛮好听的，我觉得。
I could be you.
哎、其实我看的时候其实没有切很好哎，但是他居然判断我有切好哎。这个照哪里？啊，这个之外啦，这感觉有点走音。哎、他真的好厉害，这个唱歌超强的，这个好强哦！你看这个，他刚刚那个这么高还唱得上去。这在哪里？哦，他比较适合唱 rap， 他唱 rap 可以，他唱 rap 可以。这边没切好。
Don't make me ask you again.
Hitting women is wrong.
他 Q 镜头，然后我完全不知道他。
Life's pretty hard on a council estate. 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 Life's pretty hard on a council estate.
干嘛啦？
Hard on a council estate. Life's pretty hard on a council estate. It's so damn hard on a council estate.
Life can be peachy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
那个夜不需要啦。
Just work as a team.
It's your choice to be me.
It's my choice.
So stop and make a different choice.
他一脸不知所措。不是。而且时间超刚好 ，fresh shave， 然后就是他的脸。我怎么切得这么刚好？
Well, thankfully that's all we have time for tonight on the National Nightly News. Join us tomorrow night for all the headlines from across the country. My name's Jeremy Donaldson. Have a peaceful night.
And we're out.
Alan James.
好烦哦，怎么又是他啦？白痴哦！好了，我居然碰到他打书的广告。
Alan James is right in front of you. I don't want to scare you. You should be scared. There must be something in the food! I don't want to upset you, but you should weep for the world. Your poor sweet grandma. And I don't mean to shock you, but you need to wake up! I'm Alan James. I'll slap you so hard with the truth, you'll still be picking facts out of your face the following Wednesday. Alan James, coming to a city near you. Check local press for dates and times.
好累啊！这怎么那么累？ 我们来看这个，来看那个。
Prawn and mayonnaise?
You know seafood makes me go out in pustules.
Yeah, thought it might increase our viewing figures.
Every
这
day,
个
more for me
按错了，应该是这个吧。
All that and Megan Wolf with a
这个
group
这
of
个
young actors already experiencing the positive side of the new Assets and Wealth Act firsthand. They'll be talking and performing later. That's all coming up on tonight's National Nightly News.
还有烟嗓音
Back,
哎，
everybody. Can we get the guests in quickly, please?
We actually had to make the book indestructible because people tried to set it on fire too much.
他还在打说。
Bonfires.
Thanks
in
for
town
having me.
centres, but- Oh, Alan James. No doubt you've read my stuff.
I try not to, if I'm honest. Not the boss of
I
me.
literally am. 10 seconds, everybody.
哎，他也真的很不爽这个男的，好好笑哦，他超不爽的。
We're going in 5, 4, 3, 2.
In the wake of
这边就不看了啦，这边都看过了，我要等他们讲完。劲哦，劲哦！
Well, pay by them then.
night on the National Nightly News.
1 minute back.
You know, I think they might do some good.
I hope so too, Jeremy.
How much are you being paid by them then?
Oh, shut the fuck up, Alan. I've never heard so much shit in my life.
Well, we'll see who's full of shit, won't we?
Alan, I can explain it to you, but unfortunately, I can't understand it for you.
Don't know what she meant by that.
白痴哎！啊，对耶，那个书本我被工作人员拿走。
笑到肚子很痛 XD friendship
friendship， 感谢冰冰猫超级有脸，感谢。
I'm just saying I'll do what I can, that's all.
Oh shit, you will. She's good. You know she is.
I've said I put a word in, that's all I can do.
10 seconds, everybody. His little JD scared of the big bad culture reporter.
If that sticks,
Bring
I'll
in
destroy
5,
you.
4, 3.
Welcome back. In our second segment,
啊，对，这边要打
we're
开
going to be taking a deep dive into the
这边，快转，我要看他那边的。 哎，等下，过了。
Drinking and the art between the.
When are you going to?
Not from you.
When are you going to realize?
I'm sure we all do,
not
Jeremy.
her?
等下，我要听他们的八卦。
by Police Chief Constable Bob Peel, a man with a very
I cannot
different...
believe you, Ellen. I would have expected this from your sister, but not from you.
When are you going to realize I'm not her, Greg?
Well, trust me, between the drinking and the arse, I'm very aware.
他是把他跟他姐姐搞混还是什么之类的、啊？天哪！好，这边跑出来了。嗯哼。
Decent. Oh, hold on, just a moment.
来听听早点。哎，不对，还没来。
Aim is the responsibility of the criminal, no one else.
对啊，用妹妹取代姐姐什么鬼啊
Alice comes home with... No, she takes...
Police's position on morality for us.
I spoke to Mallory at the Bridge Club.
Naughty boy!
She says the hall is absolutely fine for Sunday.
Oh, marvellous. Now, I booked your mother in for a hearing test.
Oh, did you?
Yes, I did. Now, how's your IBS been?
太八七啊！我记得这边的好像没有什么，我们就不看了。好，我们来看这里的播放。
Look, it's alright, I've got this.
I'm sure it's on his way.
Come on, it's welcome back. How hard can it be?
那官员家都是一些奇怪的人呢。
10 seconds, everybody.
Welcome back. Megan Wolf.
We're going to open on Megan. Camera 2. Going in 5, 4, 3.
他很紧张哎。
Welcome's Black. I'm Megan Wolf, and on tonight's Culture Spot, I'll be chatting with one of the first
他很不爽，因为原本是他讲，
and Wealth Act,
就跑到他身上了，他超不爽的。
Form College, who today received a grant from Advance.
开一个镜头就好了。
doesn't actually have a name.
那个人被搞了。
That's it. That way.
我要听他们这边讲话。
So, Jeff, when did you first hear about the grant?
2 days ago, a letter from Advance arrived.
他们没讲话，我以为他们会讲话。
The headmaster thought it was all a prank.
How did you react?
他们好安静哦。
But then Harriet and Trey rescued it, and
对啊，还有提醒对2号，所以我觉得是1号被冲康了。我觉得那个臭脸主持人被冲康了。
She's a paraplegic mainly, but we did used to watch that Peter Clement.
好想听他们讲什么，听不到，可恶。
Good stuff.
Fucking brilliant.
Hey, friendship.
Hey. 后面感觉好像就没有了吼。好可惜哦，不同摄影棚就可以讲话了。Friendship。我总觉得这歌会不会有版权啊？不过算了，没差。快点啦，我要听最后。来。哦，同一个摄影棚，它不会有讲话，可恶。
Well, thankfully that's all we have time for tonight on the National Nightly News. Join us tomorrow night for all the headlines from across the country. My name's Jeremy Dalton.
多自恋。
And we're out.
What the literal fuck was that?
I believe that was art.
I believe I've got a 14-inch cock, but doesn't it so?
I have a similar belief about an adequate paycheck.
哇塞！
Oh, someone please get these twats out of my studio.
Friendship 白痴欸，在干嘛啦？他们刚才讲什么？超白痴了！这个广告应该就不用看了啦，广告我们都看过了。哎，所以那个主持人真的还蛮厌世的，太八七了。好啦，我们今天这个游戏就先玩到这里。大家有没有觉得这个游戏很有趣？我自己觉得还蛮白痴的啦。我觉得没意外，应该最近就都会跑这个游戏，看能不能跑完。我蛮好奇它后续还会有什么很八七的画面啊，或者是广告之类的，对吧？那直播呢就到这边。那喜欢直播的话，别忘了订阅 YouTube 频道，开启小铃铛，公语全部通知，就不会错过最新的直播资讯跟影片资讯。那我们今天呢有出时代眼镜时，有兴趣可以去看一下，拜托！我最近想要冲那个系列啦，对，所以会多出一点。那我们就下一次直播见啦 ，Friendship， 拜拜。